England?
Yeah, I mean, England, their squad's been getting better every couple of years for like the last decade now. And I think they were close at the Euros. I know they didn't play well during the tournament, right? But they still got to the final, and that's just because of how good a squad they have, you
Yeah.
know. And I think it should be better again at the World Cup. Again, if you look at the players that you can add in that weren't there, Lewis Skelly at left back, that's huge. That's a huge upgrade because they didn't have a left back. They had Trippier playing at left back,
Yeah.
and you also in front of him you had no like real winger, so it just the balance was off. You know, it's impressive that they with a team that unbalanced they even managed to get to the final. Honestly, so yeah, Lewis Skelly will add a lot, and then also with him, the fact that he's very good defensively. He's great on the ball, but he's so good on the ball that he can play that inverted role, right?
Yeah.
And that if you do have someone like Declan Rice who very good all round player, great defensively, he's a bit. I wouldn't say limited, but if we're comparing him to the top holding midfielders in football, he doesn't offer what they offer in terms of his passing through the lines, things like that. Having someone like Lewis Skelly, who could be next to him, that'll help him a lot.
Yeah.
You know? That kind of, hold his
So,
hand a little bit.
similarly to how they play together at Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. It will have an effect. At Arsenal, he plays more that box to box role, but I mean, it will depend who Rice is playing with. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't even say I would start Rice for England. Honestly,
Okay.
I would say that my perfect midfield would be Adam Wharton, Mainu, and Bellingham. That would be my perfect midfield. And I think you look at Mainu. Okay, yeah, he struggled at United this season. I hear a lot of people saying it's got nothing to do with him. It's just a mess tactically. He's a world class player already. He is. He may be a teenager, but he's a world class player. And Wharton, I also think he's that good as well. You know, these guys, if they play together, they could play a style of play we've never seen England playing. Like, they could genuinely compete to control a game with Spain's midfield. That's how good they are on the ball. And like, then it's strong defensively as well. That's the thing, right? People may have a few doubts about, okay, if you do leave out Rice, so you're missing something defensively in the midfield, right? Wharton's a good player in a organized system. He's a good defensive player. He wins the ball back.
They're all good
defensively.
Yeah.
That's what people don't realize. You haven't seen them maybe in the systems that will allow them to really show it, but they are. And having someone like Bellingham in front of you helps a lot anyway. As if that's your number 10, he's one of the best ball-winning midfielders in the world. Like that helps us anyway. But yeah, that the balance there would be beautiful. Like realistically, is that gonna happen? Probably not. Like
Rice is gonna start. 100% Rice is starting.
Yeah.
Everyone in the 99% of people in the country would have Rice starting. So
yeah, and this is nothing against Declan Rice. Like I like Declan Rice. He's if I'm looking purely defensively, like for a midfielder, he's up there. Like there's nobody I'm saying is definitely better than him. That's how highly I rate him.
Just defensively.
Yeah, on that side, and he's also great physically, right? He's quick. He can get up and down. The showing how good he is at set pieces as well. So just it's another thing that could be useful. But he's not as special as those guys. Just like as all-round midfield players, those guys. And maybe you might listen to this and think, like, what's this guy talking about? Declan Rice, key player for Arsenal. In a year or two, it'll be obvious what I'm saying.
So what would be your starting 11 going into
okay. With England, it's interesting because I do feel like they have to get like close to perfect if they're gonna challenge like France, Spain. If they really are gonna challenge them, they have to get like.
They got to the final of the Euros.
Yeah, true. But I just feel like those two teams can improve, and I don't feel like France, especially, their manager wasn't getting the best out of them at the Euros or at the previous World Cup. So it's been a while, really. You could argue that since France, we've really seen the best France lineup out, and I think they're about to get better as well. Some of the young players are coming through, so England will have to go up a level. That's the truth. They will have to go up a level. But yeah, in goal, Pickford, I think there's like 4 or 5 keepers who are at a similar level, honestly. But Pickford has the experience. I do think on the ball he's quite good. Maybe he's the best of England's options as well. So
they got Ramsdale, they got Pope.
You can say James Trafford. He's had a great season in the Championship, but I wouldn't say any of them are like clearly better than him. So I'd say Pickford in goal. Reece James, he'll probably start at right back, and if he's fully fit, for me, you can't argue with that because him and Trent, they're both special players, right? But I would say in the real big semi-final of the World Cup against Brazil, up against Vinny, or against Mbappe for France or Spain, any of them, I would rather have Reece James there. Just 1v1 defending, he's stronger. Like you can't deny that. And Trent would be there as well though, because if Trent and James are your 2 right backs, that's pretty special, right?
Okay.
So that's right back. I already said Lewis Skelly at left back, and you could say Lewis Hall and maybe even Luke Shaw could be like squad options for him, right?
Can't rely on Luke Shaw.
You can't be, let's be honest. But Lewis Hall's a really good young player, and you never know with Luke Shaw. Let's see, maybe he could stay fit for a year.
He's been out the whole season, hasn't he?
Yeah, the whole season. He hasn't played the game, has he?
No,
he hasn't played the game. No. His last game was the Euros final. Which is kind of funny. So those fullback options are the best in the world, like bar none. Centre back, I would go Stones and Colwill, but there's an asterisk really with Stones. Just he just needs to play more football. He's getting older. He'll be 32 at the World Cup. Yeah, and someone who plays 20 games a season, which he has for a long time now, you gotta hope we don't see the wear and tear. But let's say he's a fully fit option, I'd start him and Colwill on the ball. That's also up there in the whole tournament, right? And I think with a solid midfield and everything, you'll see the best of them. I think Colwill's another one people might have some doubts about, but people forget how young he is. He's 21, and a 21-year-old centre back in the Premier League. You can't tell me more than 3 or 4 who have been clearly better than him at that age in the Premier League. I'm telling you, you go back. We're taking it for granted. I mentioned Huijsen for Spain as well. He's like, it is not common to see teenage or 20-year-old centre backs at the top of the Premier League. Yeah, but I think next season he'll show what he can do when Chelsea are a bit better. You've got Gueye, you've got Konza, good options. You could even say some of the young guys, Brantwaite, and Champong for me, right? He's that might be a big shout for him to make the World Cup squad, honestly. But
Joshua Champong.
Yeah, Joshua Champong from Chelsea. But I do think he's a special talent. So if he could get some regular games, not even as a starter, but if he could get like 20 games for Chelsea next season.
I don't even think he's played at centre-back for Chelsea yet.
I've seen him once.
At centre-back?
Yeah, once at centre-back, and he played great. But I understand, they got Fofana on the back now. They've got other options, so that might be a bit early for him, but he's a great talent. But
Okay, so Stones and Colwill, and if not Stones, you're saying
probably Gueye.
Yeah. Okay, not bad. And how about your midfield?
Yeah, so as I said, I would go for Mainu, Wharton, Bellingham.
All right.
Yeah,
obviously.
Right. Realistically, Rice will start, and I do think Rice, Wharton, Bellingham also works well. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that competes with any midfield in the tournament as well. The question will be for a lot of guys, how do you get Foden in the team? How do you get Cole Palmer in the team, right?
Yeah.
For me, you're asking the wrong question. Just because the balance of the team works better. And yeah, with Bellingham at 10, you know, and he's used to playing there now. I think him and Harry Kane, that combo, I don't think we've seen the best of it fully, but I think that works perfectly in terms of Harry Kane is a runner of him.
Yeah.
Right? Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, great top players, world-class number 10s on the ball. But with Kane dropping deep the way he does, I don't think you really are going to see the best out of both of them if they're playing with Harry Kane.
Okay.
And I think Harry Kane's so good that it's not worth taking him out to make one of them two shine. You know. Yeah. That's my opinion, and I think that's the best thing for the team as a whole.
Okay. So what was your front three?
Well, so the wide players. I mean, Saka has to start, right? Yeah. Saka has to start on the right. He's one of England's best players. He's a complete winger, right? He's got everything. And then on the left is an interesting one. It might be the weakest spot in the team. I mean, you know, goalkeeper, you know, but Pickford can do okay. I think Rashford, if he's playing regularly, maybe he gets that permanent move to Villa, and he's playing regularly. I think I would pick him. You know, I'd have him in the squad. I think Saka, Kane, Rashford. I think he scores goals in that system with the rest of the midfield I named and everything. Like, definitely. But the other guys, I get it. Gordon, he's got some quality. He works really hard. He's quick. I get the reason for a lot of people having him in their starting lineup, right? But for me, just quality wise, if we're comparing him to the options that Brazil, France, Spain, you know, even some of the others have, just having someone like that in your starting lineup does bring you down a level slightly. You know, it's gonna be fine margins when it comes to winning this World Cup. And for me, he's an okay player. If he's in the squad, okay, but he probably wouldn't even make my squad, honestly, if I'm being real, because I would probably go maybe Jamie Gittins from Dortmund. It might be a bit early saying it now, but if he has a full season in a functioning team, not the mess that Dortmund have been this season, I think he might be the perfect profile. You know, he's a real wide player, great 1v1. He's also got that. He's got end product as well. Works hard. I think he might be a good option in 12 months. Sancho, I got to mention him as well. That's a guy a lot of people roll their eyes at, but quality-wise, I think he's probably the best player in that position, genuinely. And I think he's another one. If Chelsea sign him permanently and they have the season I'm expecting of them next season, he can show his real level. I really do believe in him. I think. So
you're saying he should definitely be in the England squad if
I would take him. Yeah. I would put him in the England squad. Yeah, I would. Okay. I would take him. I would take Rashford, and I'll probably take Gittins as well. I think if you're doing the 26-man squad, those would be they would all be in my squad personally.
You also have guys like Palmer and Foden who can fill out on the wings as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Madueke, good option on the right. If I think he's another one, he should be looking for a move probably this summer.
But Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's been doing well.
Another good option. He's an up. I forgot about him because he on the left. I'd be happy taking him as well. What I would say with Kane, I think the person who would be the perfect fit, ideally, would have a lot of pace and be like a genuine 1v1 wide option. Just someone who's gonna make the runs because Kane is going to drop deep. So you'd have Bellingham running off him. Saka will make runs on the right. You also want someone on the left making runs, even if they're not world class level like Saka or Bellingham. So yeah.